Hello, everyone. I just realized it was 5 after. And I really apologize for not recognizing that we were it was go time. So, welcome. I am Dee from H&D Abroad. On our channel, we talk and share about our move abroad process. We're sharing what it looks like in real time. That means highs, lows around creating generational wealth, which is our focus, and for embracing a healthier lifestyle. So, if you are interested in how that looks with a Black couple with adult children, we invite you to like this video, um, subscribe to our channel, um, and hit the notification bell. If it's something that you think someone in your circle would appreciate, please feel free to share the video. So I am Dee, and I want to say thank you to everyone. Oh, look at Sandra from Black to Legacy. She's staying up extra late to support her sisters today. Thank you so much. Dr. Linda, thank you. Thank you. Aging Grateful, thank you. Black Women Build Wealth, thank you, Sam, for joining. Hey, Poetry. Hello, 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 Kimmy. Apple, thank you guys so much for joining today. So, as you can see, my beloved is not with me today. I was ready to talk about how things were going. So I thought I would sit with you and share some of the things that I'm working through, preparing, pulling together. At the beginning of January, we were deep into our uh, money moves and just the money conversation when it comes to moving abroad. And so I haven't scheduled a time for us to talk about goals, especially as this is the year we had set out Christmas Eve of 2022, setting 2024 as our launch year. So when we will do that, I think is continuing to show itself. Um, when you're considering moving abroad, I think what is at the top of my mind, and I want to say thank you to H and Grateful for a couple of conversations about just like, let's look at the real picture. Getting out the door, anybody can buy a plane ticket and go somewhere. But if you're looking for a sustainable move abroad where, you are able to live, thrive without things that would worry you, concern about how you're going to, pay your bills in the place where you are, if you've left anything behind or there are debts that are following you, how are you going to care for those? And I want to start off by saying thank you to I have a sisterhood group that we've got a We Out 2024 community that I want to say thank you to. We check in with each other every month. I have sisters that check in on me, check in with me, that I check on, that are in various stages. They've already left, or they are in their travel, living their travel life. And we check in with each other. And I want to start this conversation with that thank you, because that is why we really bring forward community. Because it's easy to get lost. I can promise you, if this YouTube channel did not exist, I could hide and I could probably put things off, but it's keeping me accountable to what I said is my goal, what is my dream. And I think looking at, how's it going, how it started and how it's going, if you're not in community, then you can push deadlines, blow past deadlines, or even say, maybe I can put my dream on the back burner because bills are due or things aren't working out. And so this whole conversation really is about um, where's my head? What's happening with my mindset? How am I continuing to say my dream of moving abroad matters, um, and why it's so important for those of us who, for those that are in our audience, why continuing to dream and letting your dreams continue to bloom, not from a distance, but how to bring it close, I think is the focus of today's conversation. So come on, y'all, let's get into the details. So, if you have questions, let me know in the chat. This is a conversation, as H always loves to say. Happy Saturday, Profess LCH. Hey, Tasha, from Tasha's Journey. So, I think one thing I've really had to be mindful of is my mindset. Um, when you start adding up, you know, what bills do I want behind me? We've spent a lot of time. If y'all have not gone into our videos, we had a whole conversation about debt. You should know I don't like it. I don't like debt. And I've got debt outside of what I would consider my four walls debt. So I joined Tasha Journeys. She has a challenge. We have until April to clear some things up. So that is how I'm holding myself accountable. Will I be done in April? No. Will I have made progress to say yes to some things like some extra work? Yes. Putting down some things and saying, no, this is not the time to purchase those. A good thing isn't always the right thing to do right now. And so staying in community, participating with challenges, those are things that are helping me with that mindset, staying sharp, staying very clear on my goal of getting debts that are going to dip into my pocket. They got to get off the plate. I can't go anywhere if I've got heavy debt. And y'all know what heavy debt is. For me, heavy debt is any credit card debt, any kind of consumer debt. That's got to be completely off the table. The other thing that has to be on the table, on the scale, weighed heavy is savings. And we've talked about some choices around helping our kids and taking a vacation and taking some time for ourselves has brought my savings, our savings down a bit. And so it's time to bulk it up in a way that's going to give peace. Y'all, I'm too old for chaos. I'm too old for things that wake me up in the middle of the night, and concerns about where is that money going to come from is not where I need to hold space for. This whole process is about what's going to bring me joy, consistent community that keeps me balanced with, girl, ain't nobody out here only debt free. There are those who are debt free, and I applaud that. That is always my goal. But there are a lot of us who brought some stuff with us. Don't bring unnecessary baggage. So that's kind of where my mindset is. Um, money, I think money is literally how this ship is going to sail or ride the coastline for a while. And so what I've had to do, and I want to say thank you to Sandra, her community. If you haven't seen Sandra's 1000 Black Women um, uh, with brokerage account challenge, we've had her on this channel. So I've had a brokerage account. I am deep in with my, what's happening with my 401k and staying abreast of that. But I we sat down with her, did a consult on, how to start Thinkorswim, how to start options trading. I'm getting ready to start into some one-on-ones and some deeper and her deeper community for doing that. We've been in her classes and I've just been stuck with I'm scared. That mindset cannot be centered in 2024. Fear we is a valid emotion. It means that you consider this a high stakes opportunity. There's a lot to the move abroad process that can go toward a whole lifestyle shift. And I want that, but you've got to, I mean, you can't just jump in. You can, but you're going to miss some important steps. So I want to say thank you to Sandra for that. Um, and then I'm getting into workshops and other things where like with Sam, as soon as she releases her dates for her summit, the Black women, the Black Women's Build Wealth Summit. I'm going to be in there because I need to hear other people massaging these ideas of where can we where can we leverage more than our time, more than our effort to make a difference in securing our finances for today and into the future. So, you know, Cedric and Bobby have also been a part of our mindset, our check-in. They'll come and say, "Yo, I watched y'all's video on this or that," or we'll come back and say, "Hey, I'm doubling down on the approach that's it might be a little bit more money." They did one about they did an episode that talked about remote work and why it was important to have, a way to bring in monthly income. But they also talked about, when you get on the ground, start with start with an Airbnb or a short-term rental. And that way I don't have to feel like I've got to find a space and a place. These are people who are talking about how to ease into these processes, and so it's taking some of that emotional weight of you don't have to have everything figured out. Y'all know I have control. I love control. I love a controlled environment. This is not it. So letting that go, that has been a real part of my process. But outside of things I'm doing external, I'm spending some time with me. I'm spending time being quiet. So I'm walking more. There's a sister, she and I I've been doing her walking challenge with her. I'm hoping to have her come on our channel. She's also talking about nutrition and some other things. So she's going to be on our channel between March and April. We're trying to confirm a date, but I know that I have to feed myself well. I have to drink water. I have to have consistent exercise, which boosts my endorphins, which give me a positive attitude. I got to go to bed at night because lack of sleep can really impact things like depression. And so depression and anxiety, if I'm not fighting that with work, I'm fighting that with other parts of my life. And so there are things that I can do to care for my mind, to care for my body. And this process is calling me to it. And so I'm really grateful for that. So yeah, so the move abroad is motivated by a lot of different things, but that positive mindset, and creating both, uh, the spiritual environment, and you all know I'm not necessarily religious, but, having that, quiet time, that quiet listening time, and trusting my intuition. I think we talked a little bit about that yesterday with Diamond. I'm noticing a lot of Black women have quieted that inner voice, that inner knowing. Those of you who are, in your 40s and 50s, it's probably speaking to you louder and louder if you're paying attention. Your body is saying, baby, we don't jump up in the mornings. Mm-mm. We don't, when you're hungry, you're hungry. When you're tired, and pushing through is for the birds. I wouldn't even say it's for the young people, but it really is. When are you going to trust your knowing? When are you going to trust the signals that your body is giving to you? And so paying attention to them. Maybe you need to deal with some past trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma with a counselor. Y'all know that's what I talk on this channel. In counseling, I talk about it all the time about how safe it is to be able to say to someone that has no skin in the game, I don't get with that. That's not the way I want to go, and have the ability to talk things out with someone who could say, why do you feel that way? I've heard you mention, a pattern, this pattern of things. Why is that? And then have someone help you to go deeper so that you can move forward. Sometimes you got to unpack the baggage, clear the dust out the corners before you can introduce, something new into the space. And so just giving self giving myself that, the ability to do that. I'm just saying, y'all, pay attention to your mindset. I came to this conversation because I've had it happen a couple of times. I don't know if these are new people that are new to our channel, but they're like, when you gonna choose somewhere to go? How much longer is it gonna take for you to actually move? That's what your channel is about, right? You're moving abroad. And I really, to be honest, I thought maybe we need to stop until we're actually moving. Maybe we don't need to be in this space because it's 2024 and we haven't moved. We're not ready to make an announcement about where we're going or how we're going to go. And I've had several sisters speak into my life that, baby, this is your path at your pace, which made me take a deep breath and say, if one person is getting value from this, then I'm willing to give it. So yeah, that's my mindset. So talked a little bit about the financial. So, yeah, there's debt, getting our consumer debt down, boosting savings, but also I've had to confront imposter syndrome as we're getting deeper into building and launching our businesses. I know that I'm getting ready to launch. Um, my own space in the virtual community around supporting those who are birthing abroad. Being a doula is my heart work. Every time, let me tell you all how I'm called to this work. So every time I say, I'm not gonna take any more doula clients. I'm gonna get out of the game. I promise you, I get 3 calls. I met with the couple this morning. I was like, "Okay, universe." If you all remember Beetlejuice, I was like, "Did I say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice 3 times in the mirror?" Like, eh, I said doula 3 times. I I have a business coach. I met with someone about, my resume, eh, where I'm sharing, my doula history, my doula work history, my skills, and I was just like, I said doula 3 times, and and some I've had so much validation around that, okay, so y'all will see, I'm getting ready to do it. Um, yeah, so putting yourself out there, bringing people, that can help me see that you're not, um, you're not too early, you're not too late. This is your time. Um, get a business coach. Perfection is not in this universe. It used to be. I believed I needed to be an expert. I felt that I needed to know so much more. And I'm just saying, no, I really don't. I have a unique skill set. I have a heart for this work. I am spiritually called to that. Pull it together. Let's move forward. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Y'all, why not? Why not? Y'all, okay, so if you don't know, I've been encouraging my husband, Herman, to launch his channel about food. And so I've been sending him reels that said, dude, you can do so much better than this. I'm laughing because yesterday I sent him this short where so, so- a guy did a short about putting peanut butter and jelly on graham crackers, and he had thousands of views. And I was like, you can put just about anything you want out there, and people are gonna watch it. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm not saying put just anything out there. I'm just saying, if you if you find that you have value and you want to put it out there, people are putting a lot of information into the universe, and there is room and space for that. Okay. Okay, so back to my list. Okay, back to my list. So anyway, I'm just saying, you have value. Please move forward with your ideas. One thing that Stephanie Perry said, and she says all the time on her channel, is that people want to see a growth process. They don't. They're not always looking for an expert. And so if putting peanut butter and jelly on graham crackers gets your channel started, then that's where you start, and everybody can grow. Okay. Okay, that's the last time I'll reference that. Um, physical is another bucket that I feel like I do need time this year to handle. Um, the physical is when I found out that your there are some things that could be considered pre-existing conditions. I was like, girl, get your whole life together. So, exercise is a part. Going to my doctor, getting my annual physical, taking a look at those numbers. Those numbers have value, especially as we age. Um, if you don't know your family health history, this is the time to be asking those questions, to be asking, what was your menopausal journey, mama, auntie, grandmother? What can I expect? How do I prepare for those health issues, those health concerns that for a lot of us, if you've taken some care, then you've been able to delay onset. But what I know for sure is some of these things are going to come for me, and so I just need to have the habits of consistently being about my physical activity, paying attention to what I ingest in my body, my stress level, and doing things around that, because they do ask about your BMI. They ask about your health history, and that can determine what my insurance rate is. And so, yeah, that's a priority for this year. I want good knees. If we choose, somewhere that has hills to spend a little bit of time, or to spend a long time, I need to be able to really move around in the space. Um, and because Sandra talks about lugging your luggage, baby. Sometimes you got to go upstairs. Oh goodness, Liberty Jones showed going up these steep flight of stairs when she was in Lisbon, and I was like, ooh, shoulders, back, um, hips, knees. Um, if you are not paying attention to your feet in your 40s and 50s, invest in shoes, y'all. If you are not going to the dentist, having tooth pain, having problems with your teeth that you're not taking care of can take you out, can take you down. And so I'm just saying, you want to, if you haven't been paying attention to those things before, look at physically looking at your body. What is, so that you can notice differences, month over month. Where did that bruise come from? Y'all, I'm serious. I'm just saying, take the time to create a habit of awareness. Because even in the move abroad process, I don't see a lot of people talking about this, but get your annual physical. When you get ready to go somewhere, even if it's for travel, y'all, don't get out here and don't have no health insurance. I'm continuing to read, people within 24 hours, something happens and they're in the hospital, and they're talking about, how can I get health insurance to help me cover, a $2,200 medical bill I didn't anticipate on this 10-day vacation that's now turned into a nightmare. So moving in peace, with an eye on protecting your health and your finances. Consider the things that you can do today that'll be helpful. When you're ready to move abroad, they are, top of mind for me. You all heard H talk about it earlier this week as well on Man Monday. So we are taking those things very seriously, and knowing that we want to be in a better health than we are now, and are really bringing things close today. If I'm saying the move abroad process is about embracing, a healthier lifestyle, that's what I'm embracing today. That will continue to be manifested in our move abroad process. And the last one is letting go. What do you need to let go of? So, as you all have heard me talk about, I love my house. We built this house. We chose everything that's in this house. I have had a struggle because I didn't want to leave my house, and I was concerned about, could I do a short-term rental? Airbnb. Should we look at, midterm rentals? Should we fully rent the house? And if Cedric is in the chat right now, he was like, just go on ahead and do it. But I was just like, man, if I don't, y'all, my neighbors have been Airbnb in their property for over a year. Stop being out here being afraid. People were in the chat like, oh yeah, we know where the Airbnbs are. And the conflict was HOA. So I read the HOA document. It really didn't, specifically guide that. I, looked to see what zoning codes and things like that, but people have already been doing it in my neighborhood. I was just like, girl, imagine what I could have done offsetting our mortgage for the last year. How much farther ahead could we have been if I hadn't just been stuck with, I don't really know. I don't want to be in violation. People out here violating. They like, what do they say? What's the saying? Ask forgiveness, don't ask permission, to move forward. I mean, I'm not out here trying to, get a fine, from my HOA, but just look into the things so that you can let go of some things that have held you bound. I also really love my house. I love so many of the features that were built into this house. But I am able to fall out of love with my house by house sitting because I have found there are a lot of places to love in this world that you can love them and leave them. They might ask you to come back to those beautiful places. And so I think sometimes you have to intentionally engage other processes that can help you unwind yourself from thoughts, from feelings. We've been able to share how we're working through. Our 19-year-old who spent 6 weeks alone in the house. He had to do all the things. He was technically what we would consider a new driver. A new driver. We know he's a new driver. I don't think he really grasped that he was a new driver in a place that gets snow and ice, which happened 2.5 weeks after we went on our long house sit in January. He had a fender bender to no fault of his own. But, you know, he was able to move past it in a way that I didn't. When I had my first accident, I was like, I'm never driving again. I'm never gonna. And he was just like, I got to go to class. So, okay, I'm get y'all. There are just some things that letting go, um, still offering, support to our young people is super vital. But I'm in my own way, and I'm able to see that when I can give myself some distance. So, um, yeah, those are just some important lessons. How much longer is it going to take? It takes what it takes, but I'm getting out of here. this this is the year that I double down on. Okay, so what absolutely needs to be in the bucket? And then what can I work out where can I work out the details? So, having a way to generate income is important, but what I lean on is not a job. That is too y'all p- I work for a Fortune 500 company that is laying off a significant part of our technical workforce. If you understand technical, um, what it takes to hold on, to identify and acquire technical talent, and have a company say we're going to let that talent, y'all, I'm just saying, if you haven't been considering how you're going to fund yourself, you definitely need to be getting your 3 to 6 month emergency fund and leveraging those skills that you have freely given to an employer that has paid you what they want to pay you, not necessarily what you deserve, may ask you why you need to take time off or will not approve your PTO, or you have only a short amount of time to take a break. And so I'm encouraging us to be expansive in how we're considering not just the financial, but how are you getting confident on, and how I'm getting confident on, being confident in myself. So I just thought I would come on, share. Yes, the announcements I was hoping to be able to make in March. I did want to say I have made some specific progress. So we did apply for NowCap. Y'all, I always say NowCap and then I can't remember what it is, but it is the North American Language and Cultural Exchange Program. Maybe. I think that's it. It is the Teach Abroad opportunity in Spain. There was a delay in the start date. The website went live on at the same time that the Super Bowl was on. So we were half watching the Super Bowl and submitting our applications to NowCap. So we were in the first few hundred folk that put in their application, which increases our chances of getting the location that we want to in Spain. You all know that we also have our residency in Mexico. So those are paths that we've opened up that we can drop into at any time. So if the business is looking good, then we can step into that. If finding an employer that will allow us to work outside the US is able to, then we have a path that we could choose to go in that direction. So options trading is how we are creating an opportunity to keep money generated that will continue to fund our retirement savings. So embracing that education and keeping in community, and then also being open to, as I'm in these communities, Facebook communities, watching people share their stories on Instagram, that maybe those will also identify ways that we hadn't considered in the past. So when we're ready, y'all will be the first to know um, that that things are continuing. We are moving, but this is like, the move abroad process may look like an iceberg. You see what happens with that piece of ice moving, but there's so much happening beneath the surface, and we are so honored to share it with you, to feel supported by you, to share tears of laughter To share, disappointments and what doors may be closing, but anticipating that when you put good into the universe, when you expect good things, you only speak of what is possible, and that your dreams aren't what you sleep on. It is the life you are built. I am living the dream. I am living my dreams right now. I'm not sleeping on it, and I hope you are not too. So I think that's all I have to share today. I have seen y'all in the comments. I am heading to a Texas house sit this coming week. So those who are in Texas, I might see you soon. Um, I am pet sitting for the first time. So I might be sharing a little bit of that as part of my shorts on Instagram. So I have not done that alone before. So I just want to say, may the possibilities always present themselves to you, to say yes to the opportunity, to say yes to yourself, to say yes to your dreams, to say yes to, I've never done that before, but I'm willing. Let's be willing. So thank you, Marilyn, for the reminder. Please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel. It is an honor to do this journey with each of you. Please have a good rest of your day. Bye for now.